Hi, welcome to the Shelley Studio. Today I'm doing my mission inspiration prompt for April, and the first prompt is to add squares of patterned paper. When I read it, I read add square of patterned paper, so I only did one. And the pattern is a jelly print, so it's a pattern. Oh, it counts. So I stuck that down. I had to use my gel medium because it was a thick cardstock. The second prompt is add a thin coat of paint. I tried mixing this paint to look like the same color of the reddish pink on the jelly print, and then I added some glazing medium, but I should have added a little bit more glazing medium because this did not do what I was hoping it would do. So the plan was to paint it on and then rub it off with a baby wipe and get a really thin layer. As you can see, it's not really coming off with the baby wipe. And I really didn't wait too long. I do rub it quite a bit and it gets a little thinner, but it is what it is, I guess. Now the next step was to add texture paste with a spatula or credit card. I don't know where my mind was, but I wasn't thinking I could put this through a stencil. And I just globbed it on there. I was gonna make some textured patterns, but I didn't really end up doing much with it except for sticking it on there. So I guess it's a little white contrast to all the pinkish red I've got going on. So the next prompt is to add paint or color spritz. And I have some Adirondack inks, so I decided I would just splatter them on the page. The next prompt is add travel ticket ephemera. So I searched through, I have little baggies of things that I've kept from trips, and so I searched for tickets. These are the only ones I could find. I think they are from a trip up to Washington State. So I have a ferry ticket and a monorail ticket, and I'm not sure what the other one is. Probably a bus or something. So I didn't have any choice in the color, I just had what I had. And I am just about out of that gel medium. I'm going to have to go buy some more. So the next one is make marks with bubble wrap. I decided I would just paint the bubble wrap and cover the whole page because I wanted a little bit more white on there. So I'm using a brayer to brayer some white on here. And we're just going to stamp it on. And I use those torn pieces of paper to cover my tickets. So that gives it a little bit of an interesting pattern. And then this was add washi tape fragments. Well, yeah, I get a little carried away with the washi tape. This image ends up being really super busy. But washi tape is so much fun to just start taping down. I don't have a lot of color choices. My selection is limited at the moment. Washi tape's kind of pricey, and I found this on clearance at IKEA for like less than $2 for like a pack of 5. So I was very excited about that. But it is all black and white. So the next was add a focal quote, and so you can just see me here trying to figure out how I wanted to lay it out. And I had to chop it up because it was kind of a big quote to get it to fit on there and still leave space for the next prompt. And the quote says, "I always wonder why birds stay in the same place when they can fly anywhere on the earth. Then I ask myself the same question." And the author of that is Harun Yahya, maybe? I don't know. Not someone I'm familiar with. But I really liked that quote. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, the birds that fly past my house don't stay here. They migrate. But, you know, it was still a fun quote. And it will go with the stamps that I made a while ago. So it all works. I decided when I put the gel medium or the matte medium on the page and on the back, they kind of stay in the place I put them rather than sliding around, which is good. So here are my birds, and the next prompt is add stamped images. So I tried that black ink. It looks like it was dying. So this one is kind of a gray, but it's pretty dark. Testing it out to make sure it's dark enough. So I ink it up really well. And we're just going to stamp this on in places. I have 3 different birds. And I like that you can see the colors behind it, but I don't like that it's not dark enough for my page. Because I had that black washi tape on there. So I cheated. I stamped them onto white paper, made sure they were super dark, and I'm gluing them on. So they will really stand out. And lining them up with the previous stamped image. Oh, and then the last prompt was to add a border or frame around the page. And I had initially thought I would do just a white border, just a line around it. And then I was like, well, I've got little bits of blue in there that I haven't really done much with. So once I got the white on there really well, I go back in and put blue. And it just kind of incorporates those colors that I put in there, I think, a little bit better. So here's my blue. And I'm just trying to make a really thin line around the edge. Then I fold this so I can just get right into the very groove of this magazine that I'm using as my mission inspiration journal. So I can keep that line thin as well. And then I debated and decided in the end to put lines around the quotes, just so they'd pop a little bit more. Sorry if you can hear, I think somebody's mowing their lawn. Sorry if you can hear that in the background a little bit. Oh, and they're coming closer. So there we have the finished product. I don't mind it close up. I like all the colors and the texture behind it, and I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're inspired to do something fun, and thank you, Mike Deakin. Mission accomplished.